What's going on, everybody? I'm Primal Liquid, bringing you guys another guide for Crisis Core Reunion, and this video is going to be all about the Genji equipment. What is it, what does it do, and most importantly, how do you get it? Now, obviously the Genji equipment is no stranger to Final Fantasy. It's in pretty much every other Final Fantasy that I can think of off the top of my head, and in Crisis Core it is pretty much the same. It is some of the best, or close to the best, equipment in the game. So let's take a look at them, shall we? First of all, we have the Genji glove, which breaks damage limit and gives you guaranteed critical status. So what this means is you can obviously deal up to 99,000 damage, and then any melee hit or command materia you use will give you a guaranteed critical hit. So a very nice piece of equipment right there. Then we have the Genji helm. Now the Genji helm is actually rather lackluster. It basically just means that you don't spend MP or AP anymore, so you can cast all the magic you want or all the command materia you want without worrying about spending MP or AP, and it also gives you the Libra effect, which means you can basically see an enemy's HP and MP remaining. Then we have the Genji Shield, one of the best ones. So Genji Shield gives you Barrier and M Barrier, it absorbs all elements, and it nulls all ailments. So what this basically means is you have permanent wall, so you constantly have barrier and M barrier. You are completely immune to all elements, and you are completely immune to all statuses that can be resisted. So a very, very excellent piece of gear right there. And honestly, the Genji Shield, probably the best of the Genji equipment. The only problem, it's also the hardest one to get, but we'll talk more about that in a moment. And then last but not least, we have the Genji armor, which basically breaks the HP limit, so it allows you to get 99,999 HP, and it will give you a permanent endure and regen. So basically, if your health is not full, your regen will start topping you up, and endure basically means you will never flinch or get knocked back. Now, obviously some of these do not sound too impressive, like the Genji helm. It sounds absolutely terrible, and you would be completely right in thinking that it is. Obviously, you are not going to be using all 4 pieces of Genji equipment in your final loadout. No one ever uses the Genji helm. However, getting all 4 PCs is a nice status symbol, and it also gives you a trophy. Plus, like the hard ones to get, you want to get anyway. And as for the easy ones, well, you might as well just pick them up because, again, they're easy to get. So let's talk about how to get these, shall we? Now, first of all, you can actually get the Genji helm and the Genji glove from as early as the end of Chapter 3. You get both of these pretty much en route to unlocking Minerva. So again, I would honestly suggest just doing this in Chapter 4 instead. The Genji Shield, you can only get that from at least Chapter 5 onwards. You cannot get it before Chapter 5. And last but not least, the Genji armor. Unfortunately, you need to be all the way through to Chapter 9 for that. So how do we actually get them? Well, let's start with the Genji armor, shall we? So the Genji armor unfortunately poses the most annoying problem. You have to completely get 100% on all DMW limit breaks. So as you can see right now, all mine are 100% and they have a green tick next to their name. What does that actually entail to do? Well, for the summons, it's actually really simple. All you have to do is, well, summon them. Once you summon them, you'll actually get 100%. They don't have any memories or anything like that. A simple summon will give you 100% on them. With the characters though, so Sephiroth, Angeal, Sang, Cloud, Aerith, Cisne, and Genesis, that is different. Okay, firstly, you don't actually have to use their limit breaks. So obviously Sephiroth's is Octo Slash, deals damage to one enemy. You can get 100% with Sephiroth without actually activating the limit break. Okay, all you need to do in order to get the 100% is you need to unlock their memories. So what that means is each of the characters have a total of 5 memories, apart from Genesis. Genesis only has 2 of them. And when the DMW is spinning, do you notice how every now and again you'll get a short flashback cutscene? Yeah, it's those. You need to get 5 different ones for each character. Genesis is a little different. He only has 2. However, his memories will only spawn in Genesis mode. Now, you can actually increase the chances of getting the memories. You can actually use the materia abilities for that character. So, for example, for Genesis, you can equip Apocalypse materia. For Cisne, you can equip Lucky Stars. Aerith is Healing Wave, Cloud is Meteor Shots, Seng is Airstrike, Rush Assault is Angeal, and of course Octoslash is Sephiroth. Now what you want to do is just mash all of these on at once. So the more you have, the better chances you are going to have basically. And then simply go into mission 111 and just leave that going AFK. In fact, one of the easiest ways to do this is once you've actually got all the characters unlocked in the DMW, which I think the earliest you can do that is chapter 6. I want to say it's chapter 6. But once you've got all the way from Sephiroth to Genesis unlocked, one of the things you can do is just start mission 111. As long as you have something like auto protect and auto regen on, you can leave the game going all night long and then wake up in the morning to 100% on them all. Because as I say, you don't need to use any of those abilities. You only need to see the memories for that. But unfortunately, that does mean that the Genji armor is going to be the last piece of Genji equipment that you can actually get. Unless you leave the shield until last, which a lot of people will, because in order to get the Genji shield, you have to jump through hoops. A lot of them. So, first of all, in order to get the Genji shield, you need to have mission 766 unlocked, and you can't do this until chapter 5. In mission 766, you can run around between enemy battles and you can encounter a magic pot enemy. Now, make sure this is not the first time you have fought magic pot, otherwise once you actually complete the objective, you'll get the magic pot DMW and you will be fuming if that happens. So, once you found the magic pot, and as long as it is not the first ability, it is not your first time encountering him, you have to use 4 separate abilities on the magic pot. The first is Guild Toss, which you can get from completing mission 444. The second ability you need to use is Costly Punch. Now you can get this a number of ways, mission rewards and so on and so forth. Or you can fuse a mastered hammer punch or a mastered goblin punch and so on and so forth. It's like there's quite a few different ways to get this. One of the easiest though is you can steal it from Mako Ifrit in stage 951. So once you've used Guild Toss and Costly Punch, next up you need to deal any attack that deals 99,999 damage. So yes, you are going to need break damage limit, and honestly, to do the actual damage, just use Costly Punch a second time. It just simplifies things. The fourth and final hit, unfortunately, requires you to use Octoslash, Sephiroth's limit break. Now, towards the end of the game, that's fine, because you can just load up on Octoslash materia. If you want to get this as early as Chapter 5, you don't have that luxury. One of the benefits, however, is it seems to be changed in Crisis Core Reunion. On the original PSP version, it was much harder to actually get Octoslash when fighting the magic pot as early as possible. It could take you literally hours to get lucky and actually get it. However, me personally, trying it on Reunion, I actually got lucky and I got it on my second magic pot attempt. And then I've also seen comments from other people on the videos basically saying, you know, like, yeah, I agree. I got it within 2 fights, within 3 fights. You know, like, a lot of people are getting it very quickly if you do it in Chapter 3. Because obviously you have less summons, you have less characters, meaning it slightly increases your odds of getting Sephiroth. But if you are struggling, just wait until later and you can actually get a store which will allow you to just buy the character materia. So Research Department QMC Plus, you can just buy the character materias there. I believe this one is unlocked in Chapter 8. It's either Chapter 8 or Chapter 9 that you can unlock this store in. And this is from a story area and not a mission. So, now that we've got the hardest one to get out of the way, the Genji shield, let's talk about the Genji helm. Now, this one is actually the easiest of them all to get. All you need to do for this is unlock the Net Shop Shade Store, which is found in a chest in mission 9-5-4. And all you have to do is simply head over towards the free paths with red barriers on the south of the map, and it is in a chest just there. Once you unlock the Net Shade Shop, you can then open that store. Now, I will do the same right now. Obviously, it is not visible for me right here. That is because I have already bought it. But you can buy it for 1 million gil. Once you do purchase it, though, it will disappear from the store. However, you can actually get 99 of them as long as you have 99 million gil available when you first buy it. Because if you can buy 99 of them like right away, it will actually allow you to buy it. So, now that we've done 3 of the 4, let's move on to the last, shall we? The Genji Glove. Now, the Genji Glove is actually a really fun one. It gives you a really good way to break the damage limit, and it also gives you permanent critical hit status, which comes in really, really handy for command materia. This, along with Costly Punch, will pretty much always mean you are dealing maximum damage as long as your health is not in break status. So in order to get the Genji Glove, firstly, you do have to be at least at the Mako Reactor 5 on Chapter 3. That will allow you to unlock the later stages from Yuffie. She'll give you the missions from the 8 chain, which you can then complete to unlock the 9 chain. The mission you are going to need is you need to go to mission 9-4-6. Once in there, head to the large room west of the starting area, and it's in a chest in the corner of the room. Super, super simple to get, but amazingly, amazingly worth it. You will get this very shortly after unlocking a Brutal, but this should always replace a Brutal. The minute you unlock the Genji Glove, that should be equipped until you unlock something else that you want to use, like Divine Slayer or Heek Soul. But even then, I would still recommend keeping the Genji Glove equipped just for the guaranteed critical status. And there we go, guys. That is how you get all 4 pieces of Genji equipment for the trophy, and also to enjoy slaughtering enemies with. Just please don't use the Genji helm. It is absolutely terrible. Anyway though, everybody, I do hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, then please be sure to smash that like button, and of course drop a comment down below. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more content. As always though, everybody, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.